Give me excess of it, that so fitting the appetite may sicken and so die. That strain again, it had a dying call. Oh, it came upon my ear like the sweet sound that breathes upon a bank of violets, stealing and giving over. Enough. No more. 'Tis not so sweet as it was before. Oh, spirit of love, how quick and fresh art thou, that, notwithstanding, thy capacity receiveth as the sea. Naught enters there of what validity and pitch soar, but falls into abatement and low price, even in a minute. So full of shapes is fancy that it alone is high fantastical.
Will you go hunt, my lord?
What, Curio?
The hart?
Oh, why so I do, the noblest that I have. Oh, when first my eyes did see Olivia first, methought she purged the air of pestilence. In that instant I was turned into a hart, but my desires like fell and cruel hounds ere since pursued me. How now? What news from her?
So pleased, my lord, I might not be admitted, but from her handmaid do return this answer. The element itself, till 7 years heat, shall not behold her face at ample view, but like a cloistress she will veiled walk, and water once a day her chamber round with eye-offending brine. All this to season a brother's dead love, which she should keep fresh and lasting in her
Sad remembrance. But she must have the heart of that fine frame to pay this debt of love, but to a brother? How will she love when the rich golden shaft hath killed the flock of all affections else that live within her? When liver, brain, and heart, those sovereign thrones are all supplied and filled, her sweet perfections with one self-king. Away before me to sweet beds of flowers, love thoughts lie rich when canopied with bowers.
What country friend is this?
This is Illyria, lady.
What should I do in Illyria? My brother, he is in Elysium. Perchance he is not drowned. What say you, Captain?
It is perchance that you yourself were saved.
Oh, my poor brother. What perchance may he be?
True, madam, and to comfort you with chance, assure yourself that after our ship did split, and you and those poor numbers saved with you hung on our driving boat, I saw your brother, provident in peril, bind himself, courage and hope both teaching him the practice, to a strong mast that lived upon the sea, where like Orion on the dolphin's back, I saw him hold acquaintance with the waves so long as I could see.
Mine own escape unfoldeth to my hope. Why did thy speech search for authority the like of him? Knowest thou this country?
Aye, madam, well, for I was bred and born not 2 hours' travel from this very place.
Who governs here?
A noble duke, in nature as in name,
What is his name?
Orsino,
Orsino. I have heard my father name him. He was a bachelor then.
and so is now, or was so very late. For but a month ago I went from hence, and then 'twas fresh in murmur, as you know, what great ones do, the rest will prattle of, that he did seek the love of fair Olivia,
What, she?
a virtuous maid, the daughter of a count that died some 12 months since, then leaving her in the protection of his son, her brother, who shortly also died. For whose dear love, they say, she hath abjured the sight and company of men.
Oh, that I serve that lady, and be not delivered to the world until I have made mine own occasion mellow what my estate is.
That were hard to compass, because she will admit no kind of suit. No, not the Duke's.
There is a fair behaviour in thee, Captain. And thou that nature, with a beauteous form, full of clothes and pollution, I see thou hast a mind that suits this fair and outward character. I pray thee, and I'll pay thee bounteously, conceal me what I am and be my aid, for my disguise shall quickly become the form of my intent. I'll serve this Duke, thou shalt present me as a eunuch to him. It may be worth thy pains, for I can sing and speak to him in many forms of music that will allow me very worth his service. What else may happen in time I will commit, only shape thy silence to my wit.
Be you his eunuch, and your mute I'll be, when my tongue blabs, and let mine eyes not see.
I thank thee. Lead me on.
What a plague means my niece to take the death of a brother thus? I'm sure care's an enemy of life.
By my troth, Sir Toby, you must come in earlier nights. Your niece, my lady, takes great exception to your ill hours.
Let her accept before accepted.
Aye, but you must confine yourself within the common modest limits of order.
Confine? I confine myself no finer than I am. These clothes are good enough to drink in. Aye, and these boots too. They be not let them hide themselves in their own straps.
Quaffing and drinking will undo you. I heard my lady talk of it yesterday. Aren't you a foolish knight that you brought in one night here to be her wooer?
Oh, Sir Andrew, you cheek.
Aye, he.
Oh, he's as tall as any man's in Illyria.
What's that to the purpose.
I have 2,000 ducats a year.
Aye, and you have but a year in all those ducats. He's a very fool and a prodigal.
Why did you say so? He plays the violin again, boys, and he speaks 3 or 4 languages, word for word without book, and he hath all the natural graces.
Oh, he hath indeed all, most natural. For besides that he is a fool, he is a great quarreller, and but that he hath the gift of a coward to allay the gust he hath in quarrelling, 'tis thought by the prudent he would very quickly have the gift of a grave.
By this hand, they are scoundrels and subtractors who say so of him. Who are they?
They add moreover he is drunk nightly in your company.
We're drinking health to my niece. I drink to her as long as there is passage in my throat and drink in Illyria. He's a coward and a coistrel who will not drink to my leaf till his brains turn on his toes like a parish top. Come, wench.
Sir Toby! Sir Toby,
Still no vulgar, so here comes Sir Andrew.
Sir Toby!
Ah, Sir Andrew!
Oh no, Sir Toby Belch! Oh, Sir Toby, Sir Toby, Sir
Sweet
Toby!
Sir Andrew!
Oh, and bless you, fair shrew.
And you too, sir.
Accost, Sir Andrew, accost.
What's that?
My niece is jailmaid.
Good Mistress Accost, I desire better acquaintance.
My name is Mary, sir.
Good Mistress Mary Accost,
Thou mistakest. Accost is front her, board her, woo her, assail her.
By my troth, I would not undertake in this company. Is that the meaning of accost?
Very well, gentlemen.
Let not so, Sir Andrew. So I might never draw sword again.
And part you so, mistress, I might never draw sword again. Fair lady, do you think you have fools in hand?
I have not you by hand, sir.
Mary, but you shall have, and here's my hand.
I pray you, sir, bring your hand to the buttery bar and let it drink.
Wherefore, sweetheart, what's your metaphor?
It is dry, sir.
Why, I think so. I am not such an ass, but I can keep my hand dry. But what's your jest?
It's a dry jest, sir.
Are you full of them?
I have them at my fingers' ends. Oh, Marion, now I let go your hand, I am barren.
Oh, nice! Now lacks a cup of canary. Never have I seen thee so put down.
Well, never before in your life, I think. Unless you see canary put me down. Sometimes I think I have no more wit than a Christian or an ordinary man has. But then I am a great eater of beef, and I believe that does harm to my wit.
No question.
But I thought that I forswear it. I'll ride home tomorrow, sir.
Pourquoi, dear knight?
What is pourquoi? Do or not do? Had I bestowed that time in the tongues that I had in fencing and dancing and bear baiting? Oh, had I but followed the arts!
But then hadst thou an excellent head of hair.
Would that have mended my hair?
Oh, no question. For now thou seest it will not curl, but by nature.
Oh, but it becomes me well enough, does not?
Aye, hangs like flax on a distaff. But how I long to see a huswife take me between her legs and spin it off.
Faith, I'll home tomorrow, Sir Toby. Your niece will not be seen, or if she be, it's 4 to 1 she'll none of me. The Count himself here hard by woos her.
Oh, she'll none of the Duke. Oh, no. She'll not match above a degree, neither by estate, years, or wit. I've heard her swear it. Come, there's nothing to it, knight.
Oh, I'll stay a month longer. I am a fellow of the strangest mind in the world. I delight in masks and revels, sometimes all together.
Have thou good in these kickshaws as knight?
Well, as good as any man in Illyria, whatsoever he may be, under the degree of my betters, yet I will not compare to an old man.
And what be thy expertise in a galliard?
I can cut a caper.
And I can cut the mutton to it.
And I think I have the back trick simply as strong as any man in Illyria.
Why are these things hid? Why is there a curtain in front of them? Are they like to take dust like Mr. Small's picture? Why dost thou not go to church in a galliard and return in a carranza? Henceforth my merry walk shall be a jig. I shall not so much as make syncopated in a... But what do you mean? This is not a world I have virtues in. I think, by the excellent condition of your leg, that it was born on the very star of a galliard.
Aye, 'tis strong and does indifferent well in a down-coloured stock. Now shall we set about some revels?
What shall we do else, though we not born under
That's sides and hearts.
No, sir, it is legs and thighs. Come, let me see your caper. Oh, excellent.
If the Jew continue these favours towards you, Cesare, you are like to be much as. They have known you but 3 days, and already you are no stranger.
You either fear his humour or my negligence that you call into question the continuance of his favours. Is he inconstant, sir, in his love?
No, believe me.
Right, thank you. Here comes the count.
Who saw Cesario home? Cesario! Cesario!
On your attendance, my lord, here.
Stand you a while ago. Cesario. Thou knowest no less at all. I have unclasped to thee the book even of my secret soul. Therefore, would you address thy gate unto her, be not denied access, but stand at her doors and tell them, there thy fixed foot shall grow till thou have audience.
Sure, my noble lord, if she be so abandoned to her sorrow as you spoke, she will never admit me.
Oh, be clamorous and leap all civil bounds, rather make a profit in return.
Saying she will speak with me, my lord, what then?
Oh, then unfold the passion of my love. Surprise her with discourse of my dear faith. It shall become thee well to act my woes. She will attend it better in thy youth than in a nuncio of more grave an aspect.
I think it not so, my lord.
Dear lad, believe it, for they shall yet belie thy happy years that say thou art a man. Diana's lip is not more smooth and rubious. Thy small pipe is as the maiden's organ, shrill and sound, and all is semblance for woman's place. I know thy constellation is right up for this affair. Attend him, all, if you will, where I myself am best when least in company. Prosper well in this, and thou shalt live as freely as thy lord, to call his fortunes thine.
I'll do my best to woo your lady. It's a powerful strife. For where I woo, myself would be his wife.
So wide as a bristle might enter in way of thy excuse. My lady will hang thee for thy absence.
Don't let her hang me. He that is well hanged in this world need fear no colours.
Make that good.
We shall see none to fear.
A good Lenten answer. But I can tell you where the saying was born of I fear no colours.
Where, good Mistress Mary?
In the wars, and you may be so bold as to say that in your foolery.
Well, God give them wisdom that have it, and as for us fools, let us look to our talents.
Yet you will be hanged for being so long absent, or else to be turned away. Is that not as good as a hanging to you?
Many a good hanging prevents a bad marriage. And as for sailing away, well, let's sort of bear it out.
You are resolute then.
Not so neither, but I am resolved on 2 points.
That if one broke, the other will hold, or if both break, your gaskets fall.
Oh, apt, very apt, Faith. Well, go thy way. He used to tell me would leave drinking. Our word's as witty a piece of his flesh as any in Illyria.
Peace, you rogue, enough of that. Here comes my lady. Make your excuses wisely, your best.
Wit and be thy will, put me in good fooling. For those wits that think they have thee, very oft prove to be fools, whereas I know I have thee not, may pass for a wise man. I won't say Quinopolis. Better a witty fool than foolish wit. God bless thee, lady.
Take the fool away.
I did hear, gentlemen, take away the lady.
Goat. You're a dry fool, I'll know more of you. Besides, you grow dishonest.
2 faults, Madonna. The drinking will counsel will amend. Or give the dry fool drink, is he no longer dry? And bid the dishonest man mend himself. If he mend himself, he's no longer dishonest. If he cannot, well, let the botcher mend him. For what's mended in this world is good patched. Sin that amends is but patched with virtue. Virtue that transgresses is but patched with sin. If that this simple syllogism will suffice, then so. If not, what's the remedy? For as there's no true cuckold but calamity, so beauty's a flower. The lady bade take away the fool, so I say again, take away the lady.
Sir, I beg them take away you.
Ah, Miss Frisian in the highest degree, Madonna. Cucullus non facit natural. That is to say, I wear not motley in my brain. Good Madonna, give me leave to prove you a fool.
Can you do it?
Oh, dexterously so, good Madonna.
Make your proof.
I shall have to catechize thee for it. Good my mistress, mouse of virtue, answer me.
Well, sir, for want of other idleness, I'll bide your proof.
Good Madonna, why mournst thou?
Good fool, for my brother's death.
I say his soul is in hell, Madonna.
I know his soul is in heaven, fool.
The more fool till morning, Madonna, his soul being in heaven. I say again, take away the fool.
What think you of this fool, Malvolio? Doth he not mend?
Yes, and shall do till the pangs of death shake him. Infirmity which decays the wise doth ever make the better fool.
Well, God send you, sir, a speedy infirmity, the better for increasing your folly. Sir Toby will be sworn, I am no fox, but he will not always work for twopence that you are no fool.
How say you to that, Malvolio?
I marvel that your ladyship takes delight in such a barren rascal. I saw him the other day put down by an ordinary fool that has no more brains than a stone. Look him now, he's out of his guard already. Unless you laugh and minister occasion to him, he is gagged. I protest, I find these wise men who do crow so at these set kind of fools no better than the fools zany.
No, you are sick of self-love, Malvolio, and taste with a distempered appetite. To be generous, guiltless, and of free disposition is to take those things for bird bolts that you deem cannon bullets. There's no slander in an allowed fool, though he do nothing but rail, nor no railing in a known discreet man, though he do nothing but reprove.
Now Mercury lane do lead with leasing, but I'll speak as well of fools.
Madam, there is at the gate a young gentleman much desires to speak with you.
From the Count Orsino, is it?
I know not, madam, but 'tis a fair young gentleman, and well attended.
Who of my people holds him in delay?
Sir Toby, madam, your kinsman.
Fetch him off, I pray you. He speaks nothing but madman, fie on him. Go you, Malvolio, if it be a suit from the Count, I am sick, or not at home, what you will to dismiss it. Now you see, sir, how your fooling grows old and people dislike it.
Oh, good Madonna, thou hast spoken for us as if thy eldest son were a fool, who skulled Joe so crammed full with brains, for here he comes. One of your kinsmen has a very weak ear long.
Burn I know the half drunk. What is he at the gate, cousin?
A gentleman.
A gentleman? What gentleman?
'Tis a gentleman here. Oh, plague of those pickled herrings.
How now, sots? A good Sir Toby.
Cousin? Cousin! How come you so early by this lethargy?
Lecturing? I defy lecturing. There is one at the gate.
Why, Mary, what is he?
Let him be the devil if he will, I don't care. Give me faith, I say. Well, it's all one.
What's a drunken man like, fool?
Like a fool, a madman, and a drowned man, Madonna. The first draught above the heat turns into a fool, the second mads him, the third drowns him.
Go thou and seek the coroner, and let him sit on my cause, for he's in the third degree of drink, he's drowned. Go, look after him.
Yeah, he's but yet mad, Madonna. And the fool shall look to the madman.
Madam, yon young fellow swears he will speak with you. I told him you were sick, and he takes it on him to understand this much, and therefore he comes to speak with you. I told him you were asleep, and he seems to have a foreknowledge of that too, and therefore he comes to speak with you. What's to be said to him, madam? He seems to be fortified against any denial.
Tell him he shall not speak with me.
I have told him so.
He says he will stand by your door like a sheriff's post and be the supporter of a bench, but he will speak with you.
What kind of man is he?
Why, mankind?
What manner of man?
A very ill manner. He will speak with you, will you or no?
Of what personage and years is he?
Not yet old enough for a man, nor young enough for a boy. He is as a codling before it becomes an apple. It is with him in standing water betwixt man and boy. He is very well favoured, and he speaks very shrewishly. One would think his mother's milk was scarce out of him.
Well, let him approach. Call my gentlewoman.
Gentlewoman, my lady calls.
Bring me my veil. Come, throw it over my face. We'll once more hear Orsino's embassy.
The honourable lady of the house, which is she?
Speak to me. I shall answer for her. Your will.
Most radiant, exquisite, and of magical beauty. I pray you, if you be the lady of the house, would you tell me, for I never saw her? And I would be loath to cast away my speech, for besides that it is excellently well penned, I have taken great pains to con it. That good beauties let me sustain no scorn, for I am very comfortable, even to the least sinister usage.
Whence came you, sir?
Well, I can answer only that which I have studied, and that question is out of my part. Good gentleman, give me modest assurance that if you be the lady of the house, that I may proceed in my speech.
Are you a comedian?
No, my profound heart. And yet, by the very fangs of malice, I swear I am not that which I play. Are you the lady of the house?
If I do not usurp myself, I am.
Most certain, if you are she, you do usurp yourself. What is yours to bestow is not yours to reserve. But this is from my commission. I will own my speech in your favour, and then reveal to you the heart of my message.
Come to what is important in it. I forgive you the praise.
Alas, I've taken great pains to study it, and 'tis poetical.
It's the more like to be feigned. I pray you, keep it in. I heard you associate my gates, and allowed your approach rather to wonder at you than to hear you. If you be not mad, be gone. If you have reason, be brief. 'Tis not that time of moon with me to make one in so skipping a dialogue.
Will you hoist sail, sir? Here light your way. No good swabber, I'm to hold here a little longer. Some modification for your giant, sweet lady. Tell me your mind. I'm a messenger.
Sure you have some hideous matter to deliver when the courtesy of it is so fearful. Speak your office.
It alone concerns your ear. I bring no overture of war, no taxation of homage. I hold the olive in my hand. My words are as full of peace as of matter.
Yet you began rudely. What are you? What would you?
The rudeness that hath appeared in me have I learned from my entertainment. What I am and what I would are as secret as maidenhead. To your ears divinity, to any other's profanation.
Give us the place alone. We will hear this divinity. Now, sir, what is your text?
Most sweet lady.
Oh, comfortable doctrine, and much may be said of it. Where lies your text?
In Orsino's bosom.
In his bosom? In what chapter of his bosom?
To answer by method, in the first of his heart.
Oh, I've read it. It is heresy. Have you no more to say?
Good madam, let me see your face.
Have you any commission from your lord to negotiate with my face? You are now out of your text. But we will draw the curtain and show you the picture. Look you, sir. Such a one I was this present. Is not well done?
Excellent, madam, if God did all.
'Tis in rain, sir, to endure wind and weather.
'Tis beauty truly blent, whose red or white nature's own sweet and cunning hand laid on. Oh, lady, you are the cruellest she alive if you would lead these graces to the grave and leave the world no copy.
Oh, I would not be so hard-hearted. I will give out divers schedules of my beauty. It shall be inventoried, and every particle and utensil labelled as to my will. As item, 2 lips, indifferent red. Item, 2 grey eyes with lids. Item, 1 neck, 1 chin, and so forth. Were you sent hither to praise me?
I see what you are. You are too proud. If you were the devil, you were fair. My lord and master loves you. Such love could be but recompensed, though you are crowned an unpariah beauty.
How does he love me?
Adorations, fertile tears, with groans that thunder love, with sighs of fire.
Your lord does know my mind. I cannot love him. Yet I suppose him virtuous, know him noble, of great estate, of fresh and stainless youth, in voices well divulged, free, learned, and valiant, and in dimension and the shape of nature, a gracious person. Yet I can't love him. He might have took his answer long ago.
If I did love you in my master's flame, with such suffering, such deadly life, in your denial I would find no sense. I would not understand it.
Why? What would you?
Make me a willow cabin at your gate, and call upon my soul within the house. Write loyal cantons of condemned love, and sing them loud even in the dead of night. Hallow your name to the reverbed hills, and make the babbling gossip of the air cry out, Olivia! You should not rest between the elements of air and earth, but you should pity me.
You might do much. What is your parentage?
Above my fortune, yet my estate is well. I am a gentleman.
Get to your lord. I cannot love him. Let him send no more. Unless, perchance, you come to me again to tell me how he takes it. Very well. I thank you for your pains. Spend this for me.
I am no feed post, madam. Keep your purse. 'Tis my master and not myself that lets recompense. Love make his heart of flint that you shall love, and let your fervour, like my master's, be placed in contempt. Farewell, fair cruelty.
Where lies your parentage? Above my fortunes, yet my state is well. I am a gentleman. I'll be sworn thou art. Thy tongue, thy face, thy limbs, thy actions, and thy grace do give thee fivefold blazon. Not too fast, soft, soft, unless the master were the man. How now, even so quickly may one catch the plague? Methinks I feel this youth's perfections with an invisible and subtle stealth to creep in at mine eyes. Well, let it be. What ho, Malvolio?
Here, madam. At your service.
Run after that same peevish messenger, the county's man. He left this ring behind, would I or not? Tell him I'll none of it. Desire him not to flatter with his lord, nor hold him up with hopes. I'm not for him. If that youth will come again tomorrow, I'll give you reasons for it. Highly, Malvolio.
Madam, I will.
I know not what, and fear to find mine eye too great a flatterer for my mind. Fate, show thy force. Ourselves we do not owe. 'Tis decreed must be, and be this so.
Were you not even now with the Countess Olivia?
Even now, sir, upon a moderate pace I have arrived hither.
She bids me return this ring to you. You might have spared me my pains to have taken it away yourself. She adds, moreover, that you should put your lord in a desperate assurance that she will none of him. And one thing more, that you be never so hardy to come here again on his affairs, unless it is to report your lord's taking of this. Receive it so.
She took the ring of me, I'll none of it.
Oh, come, sir, you peevishly threw it to her, and it is her will that it be so returned. If it be worth stooping, there it lies in your eye. If not, be it his that finds it.
I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Fortune forbid my outside would not charm her. For she made good view of me. Indeed, so much that methought her eyes had lost her tongue, for she spoke in stars, distractedly. She loves me! Sure, her cunning passion invites me and this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring? Why, he sent her none. I am the man. If it be so, as 'tis, poor lady had better live a dream. Disguise, I see the light of wickedness, wherein thy pregnant enemy does much. How easy is it for the proper false in women's waxen hearts to set their forms? Oh, alas, frailty is the cause, and not we. For such we are made, if such we be. How this fadge? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, am as fond as much on him. And she, mistakenly, does dote on me. What will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for the love of my master. As I am woman, well, alas the days, what thriftless sigh shall poor Olivia breathe? Time must entangle this and not I. 'Tis far too hard not for me to untie.
Will you stay no longer? Nor will you not that I go with you?
By your patience, no. My stars shine darkly over me. Of the malignancy of my fate might perhaps distemper yours. Therefore I shall crave of you your leave, that I may bear my evils alone. For a bad recompense of your love to bear any of them on you.
Let me yet know of you whither you are bound.
No sooth, sir. My determinate voyage is mere extravagancy. As I perceive in you so excellent a touch of modesty, you will not extort from me what I am willing to keep in. Therefore, it charges me in manners the rather to express myself. You must know me then, Antonio. My name is Sebastian, which I called Roderigo. My father was that Sebastian in Messali, whom I know you have heard of. He left behind him myself and a sister, both born within an hour. If the heavens had been pleased, would we had so ended. But you, sir, altered that. For some hour before you took me from the waves of the sea was my sister drowned.
Alas the day.
A lady, sir. It was said she much resembled me, was one that many accounted beautiful. Though I could not with such estimable wonder of a far believe that. But thus far I'll boldly publish her. She bore a mind that envy could not but call fair. She's drowned already, sir, with salt water. Though I seem to drown her remembrance again with more.
Pardon me, sir. Your bad entertainment.
Good Antonio, forgive me your trouble.
You will not murder me for my love. Let me be your servant.
You will not undo what you have done. It is kill him whom you have recovered. Desire it not. Fare you all at once. My bosom is full of kindness. I am so near the manners of my mother, that on the least occasion more, mine eyes will tell tales of me. I am bound to the Count Orsino's court. Farewell.
The gentleness of all the gods go with thee. I have many enemies in Orsino's court, else would I very shortly see thee there. But come what may, I do adore thee so, that danger shall seem sport, and I will go.
Approach, Sir Andrew, approach. Not to be abed after midnight is to be up betimes, and deluculo sorgere danos.
I'm sure that I know not, but I know to be up late is to be up late.
A false conclusion. I hate it like an empty can. To go to bed after midnight is to go to bed early. So to be up after midnight is to go to bed after midnight is to go to bed betimes. Does not thy life consist of the four elements?
Fit, so they say. But I rather think it consists of eating and drinking.
Thou art a scholar. Come then, let's eat and drink. A stoup of wine, eh?
Oh, here comes the falling.
Ah, now, my hearts, have you seen the picture we three?
Welcome us. Now for a catch, eh?
The fool has an excellent breast. I had rather than 40 shillings, I had such a leg and so sweet a breath to sing as the fool has. In sooth, Thou wast in very gracious fooling last night. I sent thee sixpence for thy labour. That's it.
I did in petticoat like utility, for Malvolio's nose is no whipstock. My lady has a white hand and the myrmidons are no bottle ale houses.
Oh, excellent! This is the best fooling we've always done. Now, a song.
Aye, here's sixpence for thee. Come, give us a song.
And here's a test of me, if one night
Do you have a love song or a song of the good life?
Ah, a love song. A love song.
I care not for the good life.
Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming? Stay and hear my true love's coming, that can sing both high and low. Trip no further, pretty sweeting, journey's end in lovers' meeting. Every wise man's soul doth know.
Excellent running,
That
friends.
is love, 'tis not hereafter, present joy and present laughter. What's to come is still unsure. In delay there lies no plenty, then come kiss me sweet and twenty. Use the stuff will not endure.
As I am a true knight.
Contagious breath.
Very sweet and contagious, infant.
To hear by the nose is dulcet in contagion. But shall we make the welkin dance indeed, eh? Shall we raise the night out with such a cat who will pour 3 souls out of 1 weaver? Shall we do that?
If you love me, let's do it for I'm a dog to catch.
I but you lady, and some dogs catch well.
Most certain. And let I catch me thou knave.
Nay, aye.
Be some knave knight, I shall be constrained to call thee knave knight.
Tis not the first time I've constrained one to call me knave. Begin, fool. It begins. Hold thy peace.
I shall not begin if I hold my peace.
Good. Begin.
Hold thy peace and a pretty hold thy peace down knave, down knave. Hold thy peace and a pretty hold thy peace down knave, down knave.
Hold thy peace and a pretty hold thy peace down knave, down knave. Hold thy peace and a pretty hold thy peace down knave, down knave. Hold thy peace and a pretty hold thy peace down knave, down knave.
Stuart Malvolio, we will turn you out of doors. Never trust me.
My lady is a Cataian. We are politicians. Malvolio is a Pedro Ramsey. 3 join men, are we? Am I not consanguine? Am I not consanguine? Am I not of her blood? Chilly my lady, there lived a man in Malvolio.
The knight is in admirable fooling.
He does well enough when heaving his boat, and so do I too. He does it with better grace, but I do it more naturally.
Oh, the 12th day of December!
What, my masters, are you mad? Or what are you? Is there no honesty, wisdom, nor respect in you that you gabble like tinkers at this hour of night? Do you make my lady's house into an ale house? That you squeak your coziest catches without mitigation or remorse of voice? Is there no respect for persons, place, or time in you?
We did keep time, sir, in our catches. Well, sneck 'em.
Sir Toby, I must be round with you. My lady bade me tell you that though she harbours you as a kinsman, she is nothing attached to your disorders. If you can separate yourself from your misdemeanours, you are welcome in the house. If not, and it pleases you to take your leave, she is very willing to bid you farewell.
Farewell, dear heart, since thou must needs be gone.
His eyes grew short, his days almost gone.
He seems slow, but I will never die.
This is much credit to you.
Sir Toby, there you lie.
Shall I bid him go?
What did he do?
Shall I bid him go and fare not?
Oh, no, 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 you dare not.
Out of tune, sir, you lie. Art any more than a steward? Dost think because thou art so virtuous there shall be no more cake and ales?
By St. Anne, and Ginger shall be hot in the mouth too.
That's right. Go, sir, rub thy chaining crumbs. Let's snoop the wine, I say.
Mistress Mary, if you prize my lady's favour at anything greater than contempt, you would not give means for this uncivil rule. She shall hear of it by this hand.
Go shake your ears!
Drink where a man's hungry, to challenge him the field, and break promise with him, and make a fool of him.
Oh, then I'll write thee a challenge, or I'll deliver it to him by word of mouth.
Sweet Sir Toby, be patient for tonight. Since the youth of the Count was today with my lady, she has been much out of quiet. As for Monsieur Malvolio, let me alone with him. If I do not gull him into a neighbourhood and make him a common recreation, do not think I have wit enough to lie straight in my bed. I know I can do it.
Oh, come, possess us, tell us about him.
Marry, sometimes he is a kind of a Puritan.
And I thought that I'd have beat him like a dog.
What, for being a Puritan? Thy exquisite reason, dear knight.
Well, I have no exquisite reason for it, but I have reason well
The
enough.
devil a Puritan that he is, or anything else constantly, but a time pleaser, an affection ass, a constate without book, and utters it by great sways, the best persuaded of himself, so crammed as he thinks, full of excellencies, that it is his grounds of faith that all who look on him love him. And on that vice in him shall my revenge find notable cause to work.
What wilt thou do?
I will drop in his way some obscure epistles of love, wherein by the colour of his beard, the shape of his leg, the manner of his gait, the expression of his eye, forehead, complexion, he shall find himself most feelingly personated. I can write very like my lady, your niece. On a forgotten matter, we can hardly make distinction of our hands.
I smell a device.
I smell it in my nose too.
He shall think from the letters that thou shalt drop that they come from her and that she is in love with him.
My horse is indeed a horse of that colour.
And now your horse will make him an ass.
I don't know.
Oh, it will be admirable.
Lord Royal, I warrant you. I know my physic will work on him. I will plant you two, and let the fool make a third, where he shall find the letter. Observe his construction of it. For this night, to bed and dream on the event. Farewell.
Good night, Penthesilea.
Before me, she's a good wench.
Aye, she's a beagle well-bred, and one that adores me. What do you think of that, eh?
I was adored once too.
Come, knight, let's to bed. Methinks thou should send for more money.
If I could not recover your niece, I am a foul way out.
Send for more money, knight. If thou hast her not in the end, call me cut.
And if I do not, never trust me again. Take it how you will.
Come, I'll burn some more sack. It's too late to go to bed now. Come, Knight, come!
Give me some music! Now, tomorrow, friends! Now, put Cesario, but that piece of song, that old antique song that we heard last night, we thought it did relieve my passion much, more than light airs and recollected terms of these most brisk and giddy paced times. Come, but one verse.
He is not here, so please your lordship, that should sing it.
Who was it?
Feste, my lord. Before the Lady Olivia's father took much delight in. He's about the house.
Oh, don't seek him out. Play the tune a while. Come here, boy. If ever thou shalt love, in the sweet pangs of it, remember me. For such as I am, all true lovers are, unstained and skittish in all motions, else save in the constant image of the creature that is beloved. How dost thou like this tune?
Gives a very echo to the seat where love is thrown.
Thou dost speak masterly. My life apart, young thou art, thine eye has stayed upon some favour that it loves, hath it not, boy?
A little, by your favour,
What kind of woman is?
of your complexion.
Oh, she is not worthy then. What years, then?
About your years, my lord.
Too old, by heaven! Let still a woman take an elder than herself. So wears she to him, so sways she rather than her husband's heart. For boy, however we do praise ourselves, our favours are more giddy and unfirm, more longing, wavering, sooner lost and worn than a woman's heart.
I think it will, my lord.
Then let thy love be younger than thyself, or thy affection cannot hold the vent. For women are as roses, whose fine flower, being once displayed, doth fall that very hour.
And so they are. Alas that they are so, to die when they to perfection grow.
Good fellow, come, that song we had last night. Mark it, Cesario, it is old and plain. The spinsters and the knitters in the sun, and the free maids that weave their threads with bones, that used to chant it. It is silly soup, and dallies with the innocence of love. Are
you ready, sir?
Aye, pretty sing.
Come away, Dad. In sad cypress, let me be laid. Fire away, dread. I am slain by a fair crewmate. My shroud of white stuck all with you. Oh, prepare it. My part of death, no one but true did share it. Not a flower sweet on my black coffin, let there be strewn. Not a friend greet my poor corpse where my bones to be thrown. A thousand sighs to save, lay me, oh wow. No sad true love, I'll never find my grave to prepare.
Here's my paint.
Oh, pain, sir. Take pleasure in singing.
I'll pay thy pleasure.
Oh, truly, sir. Pleasure will be paid one time or another.
Give me now leave to leave.
Now, the melancholy God protect thee. And let the tailor make thy doublet of changeable taffeta, for thy minds are very awful. I want such men of constancy put to sea, that they're intent to everything and the business everywhere, for that's it, it makes a good voyage of nothing. Fairly well.
Let all the rest give place. Cesario! Cesario, once more, get me to yon same sovereign cruelty. Tell her that my love, more noble than the world, prizes not quantity of dirty lands. The part that fortune hath bestowed upon her, tell her I hold as giddily as fortune. But 'tis the miracle and queen of gems that nature pranks her in attracts my soul.
But if she cannot love you, sir?
Well, it cannot be so answered.
Sooth, but you must. Say there is some lady, as perhaps there is, who has a great pang of heart for you as you have for Olivia. You cannot love her, you tell her so. Must she not then be answered?
There is no women's sides can bind the beating of so strong a passion as love doth give my heart. No woman's heart so big to hold so much. They lack retention. Alas, their love may be called appetite. No motion of the liver, but of the palate, that suffers from surfeit, cloyment, and revolt. But mine is all as hungry as the sea, and can digest as much. That make no compare between that love a woman can bear me and that I owe Olivia.
Ah, but I know.
What dost thou know?
Too well what love women to men may owe. In faith they are as true of heart as we. My father had a daughter loved a man, as might perhaps, if I were a woman, I would your lordship.
And what's her history?
A blank, my lord. She never told her love, but let concealment like a worm in the bud feed in her damask cheek. She pined in thought, and with a green and yellow melancholy she sat like Patience on a monument, smiling at grief. Was not this love indeed? We men may say more, swear more, but indeed our shows are more than will. But still we prove much in our vows, but little in our love.
But thy sister, of her love, my boy?
I'm all daughters of my father's house, and all the brothers too, yet I know not. Sir, shall I to this lady?
Aye, there's this name. To her in haste. Give her this jewel. Tell her my love can give no place. By no delay.
Come thy way, Senior Fabian.
Nay, I'll come. If I lose a scruple at this spot, let me be bored to death in melancholy.
Wouldst thou not like to see this niggardly, rascally sheep-biter come to some notable shame?
I would exult, man. You know, he brought me out of favour with my lady over a bear baiting him.
Then to anger him, we'll have the bear again, eh? And we'll fool in black and blue, shall we not, Sir Andrew?
And we do not, it's a pity on our lives.
But here comes the little villain. How now, my metal of India?
Malvolio is coming down this walk. He has been yonder in the sun, practising behaviours to his own shadow this half hour. Observe him for the love of mockery, for I know this letter will make a contemplative idiot of him. Oh, close, close, close. For the love of jesting, close. Lie thou there, for here comes the trout that must be caught by tickling.
'Tis but fortune. All is fortune. But Maria did tell me once that she did affect me, and I have heard herself come thus near that if she did fancy, 'twould be one of my complexion. Besides, she uses me with much more exalted respect than any other that follows her. What should I think on't?
Here's an overweening rogue.
contemplation makes a rare turkey cuckaboom, and with jets under his advanced blue.
Slight, I could so beat the rogue. Peace. To be Count Malvolio.
Thou rogue!
Pistol him. Yes, I say. There is example for it. The Lady of Strachey married the yeoman of the wardrobe.
Fire on him! Jezebel! Now he's deeply in. Look how imagination blows in.
Having been 3 months married to her, sitting in my state,
Oh, for the stonebolt to hit him in the eye.
calling my officers about me in my branched velvet gown, having come from a daybed where I have left Olivia sleeping.
Fire and brimstone!
And to have the humour of state. And after a demure travel of regard, telling them I know my place as I would they should know theirs, to ask for my kinsman Toby.
Oh, shut up!
Some 7 of my people, with an obedient staff, make out for him. I frown the while, and perchance wind my watch, or play with my some rich jewel. Toby approaches, curtsies there to me.
Shall this fellow live?
Come on, silence me, drop on us, we can't yet pace.
I extend my hand to him thus, quenching my familiar smile with an austere regard of control.
Does not Toby give thee a bolt on the lips then?
Saying, Cousin Toby, my fortunes having cast me upon your niece, give me this prerogative of speech.
What?
You must amend your drunkenness.
Scab!
Hey, patience, or we break the sinew of our plots.
Besides, you waste the treasure of your time with a foolish knight.
That's me, I warned you.
The one, Sir Andrew.
I knew it was I, for many do call me fool.
What employment have we here?
Now he's the woodcut near the gin.
Peace and the spirit of whom is into it reading aloud to him.
By my life, this is my lady's hand. These are her very C's, her U's and her T's, and thus makes she her great P's. It is beyond contempt to question my lady.
Her C's, her U's and her T's. Why is that?
To the unknown beloved, this and my good wishes. Her very phrases. By your leave, wax and soft, the impressure of Lucrece which she uses to seal. 'Tis my lady. For whom should this be?
This wings in liver and all.
Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move, no man must know. No man must know? What follows? The numbers altered. If this should be thee, Malvolio.
Marry, hang thee, look.
I may command where I adore, but silence like a Lucrece knife with bloodless stroke my heart doth gore. M-O-A-I doth sway my life.
Excellent French.
M-O-A-I? Yeah, no, but first let me see.
What does your poison she dressed in?
And with what wind the Staniel snatches at it.
I may command where I adore. Why, she may command me. She is my lady, I serve her. This is open to any formal capacity. There is no obstruction in this. Yes, this is. If I could make this resemble me in some way. Now, soft. M-O-A-I.
Oh, I make up that. He is now at a cold sense.
Sour will cry upon for all this that may be as rank as a fox.
Malvolio! begins my name.
I see we're working out. The girl is excellent at false.
But there is no consonancy in the sequel. That suffers under probation. A should follow, but O does.
And O will end, I hope.
Aye, or I'll cudgel him and make him cry. Oh!
And I comes behind.
Aye, and had you an eye behind you, you might see more detraction up your heels than fortunes before you.
M-O-A-I. This simulation is not as the former, but yet crush it but a little and it bends to me, for every one of those letters is in my name. So, here follows prose. If this fall into thy hand, revolve. In my stars I am above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Thy fates open up their hands, let thy blood and spirit embrace them, and to inure thyself to what thou art like to be, cast thy humble slough and appear fresh. Be opposite with the kinsman, surly with servants, let thy tongue tang arguments of state. Put thyself into the trick of singularity. She thus advises thee that sighs for thee. Remember, O commended, thy yellow stockings, and wish to see thee cross-gartered. I say remember. Go to, thou art made, if thou desirest to be so. If not, let me see thee a steward still, the fellow of servants, and not worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell. She that would alter services with thee, the fortunate unhappy. Oh, daylight and champagne discovers not more, but this is open. I will be proud. I will read politic authors. I will baffle Sir Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintance. I will be point devised the very man. I do not now fool myself to let imagination jade me, for every reason excites to this, that my lady loves me. She did commend my yellow stockings of late. She did praise my legs being cross-gartered. And in this, she manifests herself to my love. And with a kind of injunction drives me towards these habits of her liking. I thank my stars. I'm happy. I will be strange, stout, in yellow stockings and cross-gartered, save only for the swiftness of putting on. Oh, Jove, my stars, I thank thee. Oh, here is yet a postscript. Thou canst not choose but know who I am. If thou entertainst my love, let it appear in thy smiling. Thy smiles become thee well. Therefore in my presence still smile, dear my sweet, I prithee. Jove, I thank thee. I will smile. I will do everything that will help me.
Device.
And so could I
And ask no other dowry than such another jest.
Oh, I neither.
Quick, my noble, they'll catch you.
Wilt thou set thy foot upon my neck?
Oh, I neither.
Shall I play my freedom a traitor and become thy bondslave?
In faith, oh, I either.
Why, thou's put it in such a dream that when the spirit of it leaves him, he will run mad.
But say true, does it work upon him?
Like aqua vitae to a midwife.
If you will then see the fruits of this sport, observe his first approach before my lady. He will come to her in yellow stockings, and to the colour she abhors, and cross-gartered, a fashion she detests, and he will smile upon her, which will now be so unsuitable to her disposition, being addicted to a melancholy as she is, that it cannot but turn him into a notable contempt. If you will see this, follow me!
To the gates of Tartar!
playing?
No, sir, I live by the church.
Rather a churchman.
No such matter, sir. I do live by the church. Or I live at my house, and my house will stand by the church.
So thou mayst say the king lies by a beggar well near him.
I would said so, sir. To see this day, a sentence is but a shriveled butter of a whip. How quickly the wrong side is turned out.
Nay, that is certain. Those that dally nicely with words may quickly make them wanton.
I would, therefore, sir, my sister had no name.
Why, man?
Why, man, a name's a word. And to die with that word might make it wanton. Words are very rascals since bonds disgrace them.
Thy reason, man.
Troth, sir, I can yield none without words, and as they have grown so false, I am loath to prove reason with them.
Well, warrant thou art a merry fellow and carest for nothing.
Not so, sir, I do care for something. But in my conscience, sir, I do not care for you. If that were to care for nothing, I would you were invisible.
Art not thou the Lady Olivia's fool?
Nay, sir, the Lady Olivia is no folly. She'll keep no fool, sir, till she be married. And fools are to us husbands, as coaches are to herrings. No, I would not say I was a fool, but more a corrupter of words.
I saw thee late at Count Orsino's.
Foolery, sir, does walk about the globe like the sun. It shines everywhere. I won't be sorry, sir, but the fool should be with your master as much as he was with my mistress. I think I saw your wisdom there.
Nay, and thou wast upon me, I'll no more with thee. Hold. There's expenses for thee.
Oh, now Job in his next commodity of hair said thee a beard.
By my troth, I am almost sick for one, although I would not have it grow on my chin. Is my lady within?
Would not a pair of these have bread, sir?
Yes, being kept together and put to use.
I would play Lord Pandarus of Phrygia to bring a Cressida to his Troilus.
I understand you, sir. 'Tis well begged.
No, the matter's not great, I hope, sir. Betty but a beggar. Cressida was a beggar. My lady is within, sir. I shall consider them when she came. Who you are and what you will are out of my working. I would say elegant, but the word's overworn.
This fellow is wise enough to play the fool, and to do that well creates a kind of wit. He must observe their mood in whom he jests, and the quality of persons and the time, and let the haggard check every feather that comes before his eye. Oh, this practice is as full of labour as a wise man's art. For folly wisely shows his fit, but wise men folly falling quite tame their wit.
Ah, God save you, gentlemen.
And you, sir?
Will you encounter...
What, sir, sir?
I hope, sir, you are. And I am yours.
Will you encounter the house, sir? My niece is desirous you should enter if your trade be with her.
I am bound to your niece, sir, for she is the list of my voyage.
Come, sir, taste thy legs, set them to motion.
My legs do better understand me, sir, than I understand what you mean me by bidding me taste my legs.
I mean to enter, to go in.
Oh, well then I will answer you with gate and entrance. But we are prevented. Most excellent, accomplished lady, the heavens rain overs on you.
The youth's a rare courtier. Rains odours well.
I might have voice, but with your own most pregnant and vouchsafed ear.
Oh, that's pregnant, vouchsafed. I'll get them all three already.
Let the garden door be shut and leave me to my hearing. What is your name?
Cesario is your servant's name, madam.
My servant. 'Twas never merry words and slowly fading was called compliment. Your servant to the Count Orsino.
And he is yours, and his must needs be yours. Your servant's servant is your servant, madam.
For him, I think not on him, for his thoughts. I would they were blanks rather than filled with me.
I have come to wet your gentle thoughts in his behalf.
Oh, by your leave, I pray you, I bade you never speak again of him. But, would you undertake another suit? I'd rather hear you to solicit that than music from the spheres.
Dear lady.
Give me leave, beseech you. I did send, after the last enchantment you did here, a ring of your receiving enough is shown. A cypress, not a bosom, hides my heart. So, let me hear you speak.
I pity you.
That's a degree to love.
No, not a prize. For it is of all the proof that very often we pity our enemies.
Oh, and then methinks it's time to smile again. Oh, world, how apt the poor are to be proud. If one should be a prey, how much the better to fall before the lion than the wolf. The clock upraised me with a waste of time. Fear not, good youth, I will not have you. But when wit and youth are come to harvest, your wife shall reap a proper man. Then lies your way, due west.
Then westward ho. Grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. You'll nothing, madam, to my lord by me.
Stay! Prithee, tell me what thou thinkst of me.
That you think you are, not what you are.
If I think so, I think the same of you.
Then think you right, I am not what I am.
I would you were as I would be.
Would it be better, madam, than I am? I wish it might, for now I am no fool.
Oh, what a deal of scorn looks beautiful in the contempt and anger of his lip. A murderous guilt shows not itself more soon than love that would seem hid. Love's night is noon. Cesario, by the roses of the spring, by maidhood, honour, truth, and everything, I love thee. So that maugre all thy pride, nor wit nor reason can my passion hide. Extort not thy reason from this course, for that I woo, thou therefore hast no cause. But rather, reason thus with reason better. Love sought is good, but given unsought is better.
By my innocence I swear, and by my youth. I have but one heart, one bosom, and one truth. And no woman has, nor never, nor shall be mistress of it, save I alone. So would you, good madam, nevermore. To you my master's tears will I deplore.
Yet come again! Thou perhaps may move that heart which now abhors to like his love.
Dear Benham, give thy reason.
You must be yield your reason, Sir Andrew.
Mary, I saw your niece do more favours to the Count serving there than ever she bestowed upon me. I saw it in the orchard.
Did she see thee the while, old boy? Tell me that.
As plain as I see you now.
This was a great argument, but nothing to warn you.
Slight, will you make an ass of me?
I will prove it legitimate, sir, upon the oaths of judgment and reason.
Aye, and there have been grand jurymen since before Noah was a sailor.
She would show favour to the youth in your sight only to exasperate you, to awake your dormouse famine, to put fire in your heart and brimstone in your liver. You should then have accosted her, and with some excellent wits firing you from the mint, you should have banged the youth into dumbness. This was looked for at your hand, and this was balked. The double guilt of this opportunity you let time wash off, and you are now sailed into the north of my lady's opinion, where you will hang like an icicle on a Dutchman's beard, unless you do redeem it by some laudable attempt, either of valour or policy.
And to be anyway, it must be with valour, for policy I hate. I had as lief be a brownist as a politician.
Come then, build me thy fortunes upon the basis of valour. Challenge me the Count's youth to fight with him. Hurt him in some 11 places. My niece shall take note of it, and I assure you there is no love broker in the world can more prevail in man's commendation of woman than report of valour.
There is no way but this, Sir Andrew.
Will one of you bear me a challenge to him?
Go, Sir Andrew. Write in a martial hand. Be terse and brief. If it is not witty, it is no matter. So it be eloquent and full of invention. Let there be license in thy ink. If thou dicest him some thrice, it is not amiss. But as many lies as I can set down in thy sheet of paper, even though that sheet were big enough for the great bed of ware in England, set them down. Go about it. Go and let there be ball in thy ink. Even though thou writest with a gooseberry, it is no matter. Away!
Where shall I find you?
Oh, we will call thee at thy capitulo. Go!
This is a dinner mannequin to you, Sir Toby.
I've been dear to him some 2,000 strong or so.
We shall have a red letter from him. You'll not deliver it.
Well, never trust me then. But by all means, urge the youth to a reply. As for Andrew, if he were opened up and you found in his blood as much, in his liver, as much blood as would clog the foot of a flea, I'll eat the rest of the anatomy.
And he's opposite the youth bearers in his vision, no great prestige of cruelty.
But here comes the youngest of 9 wrens.
If you desire the spleen and would love yourself into stitches, follow me. Your gull Malvolio has turned heathen, a very Meligado. For there is no Christian that means to be saved by believing rightly could ever believe such impossible passages of grossness. He's in yellow stockings.
And cross-gartered.
Most villainously, like a pedant that keeps his school in the church. I have dogged him as his murderer, and he does obey every point of the letter I dropped to betray him. He does smile his face into more lines than is in the new map, with the augmentation of these things. You have never seen such a thing as this. I can hardly forbear hurling things at him. I know my lady will strike him, and if she does, he will smile and take him for a great favour.
Come then, come, bring us to where he is. Come.
Not by my will have troubled you. Since you make your pleasure of your pains, I will no further chide you.
I could not stay behind you. My desire, more sharp than filing steel, did spur me forth. And not all love to see you, though so much as might have drawn one to a longer voyage, but jealousy what might befall your travel, being skilless in these parts, which to a stranger, unguided and unfriendly, often proves rough and unhospitable. My willing love, the rather by these arguments of fear set forth in your pursuit.
My good Antonio, I could no other answer make but thanks and thanks. Never have good turns are shuffled off with such uncorrupt pain. But were my worth, as is my conscience firm, you should find better dealing. Oh, what's to do? Shall we go see the relics of this town?
Tomorrow, sir. Best first go see your lodging.
I'm not weary, and it is long tonight. I pray you, let us satisfy our eyes with the memorials and the things of fame that do renown this city.
Would you pardon me, sir? I do not, without danger, walk these streets. Once, in a sea fight against the Count, his galleys, I did some service. Of such note indeed that, were I to be taken here, it would scarce be answered.
Belike you slew a great number of his people?
The offence is not of so bloody a nature, albeit the quality of the time and quarrel might well have given us bloody argument. It might have since been answered in repaying what we took from them, which, for traffic's sake, most of our city did. Only myself stood out, for which, if I be lapsed in this place, I shall pay dear.
Do not then walk too open.
It doth not fit me. Hold, sir. Here's my purse. In the south suburbs, at the Elephant, is best to lodge. I will bespeak our diet whilst you regale the time and feed your knowledge with viewing of the town. There shall you have me.
Oh, why are your purse?
Haply your eye shall light upon some toy you have desired to purchase. And your store, I think, is not for idle markets, sir.
I'll be your purse bearer and leave you for an hour.
To the Elephant.
I do remember.
He says he'll come. How shall I feast him? What bestow of him? For youth is bought more often 'tis begged or borrowed. I speak too loud. Where's Malvolio? He is sad and civil and suits well for a servant with my fortunes. Where is Malvolio?
He is coming, madam, but in a very strange manner. He is short-possessed, madam.
Why, what's the matter? Does he rave?
No, madam. He does nothing but smile. Your ladyship will best have some guard about you if he comes, for sure the man is tainted in his wits.
Go, call him hither. I am as mad as he is, sad and merry madness equal be. What ho, Malvolio?
Sweet lady!
Smilest thou? I sent for thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad, lady? I could be sad, for it doth make some restriction in the blood, this cross-gartering. But what of that? If it please the eye of one, it is with me as the very true sonnet says, please one, please all.
Why, how dost thou, man? What is the matter with thee?
Not black in my mind, though yellow in my leg. It did come to him, and commands will be executed. I think we do know the sweet Roman hand.
Wilt thou go to bed now, Berlioz?
To bed? Aye, sweetheart, and I'll come to thee.
Smile so and kiss my hand so oft.
I do you, Malvolio.
At thy request, yes, nightingales answer doors.
Why do you appear with this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Be not afraid of greatness. 'Twas well writ.
What meanest by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great. Some achieve greatness.
What sayest thou?
And some have greatness thrust upon them.
Heaven glory!
Remember who commended thy yellow stockings?
Yellow stockings?
I wish to see thee cross-gartered.
Cross-gartered?
Go to, that thou art made, if thou desirest to be so.
Am I made?
Or else let me see thee a servant still.
Why, this is very midsummer madness.
Madam, the young gentleman of Count Orsino has returned. I could hardly entreat him back. He attends your ladyship's pleasure.
Oh, tell him I'll come to him. But Maria, let this fellow be looked to. That doesn't tell me. Let some of my people have a special care of him. I would not have him miscarry for the half of my dowry.
Oh, do you come near me now? No worse a man than Sir Toby to look to me. This concurs directly with the letter. She sends him to me on purpose that I might appear stubborn to him. For this she incites me to do in the letter. Cast thy humble slough, says she. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants. Let thy tongue tang of arguments of state. Put thyself in the trip of singularity. And consequently sets down the manner how, as sad face, reverent carriage, slow tongue, and in the habit of a noble sir of note. I have lined her! But this is Jove's doing, and Jove make me thankful. And when she went away now, let this fellow be looked to. Not Malvolio, or by my degree, but fellow. Everything adheres together. Not a dram of a scruple, not a scruple of a scruple. No obstruction, no incredulous or unsafe circumstances. What can be said? Nothing that can come between me and the full prospect of my hopes. But it is Jove that is the doer of this, and I am thankful to him.
Which way is he in the name of sanctity? If all the devils in hell were born in little and Legion himself possessed him, I'd still speak to him.
Here he is.
Oh.
How is with you, sir? How is with you, man?
Go off. I discard you. Let me enjoy my private. Go off.
Lo, how hollow the fiend speaks within him! Did not I tell you, Sir Toby, my lady, prays you have a care of him?
Oh, does she so?
Go to, peace. We must deal gently with him. Let me alone. How do you, Malvolio? How is't with thee? What man? Defy the devil? Consider he is an enemy of mankind?
Do you know what you say?
Lord, you speak ill of the devil, how he takes it at heart. Pray God he be not possessed. Can he is more to the wise, for I know it shall be done tomorrow morning, and I live. My lady will not lose him for more than I can say.
How now, Miss...
Oh, Lord!
Peace. This is not the way. Do you not see how you move him? Let me alone with him.
No, wait, but gentleness. Gently, gently, the fiend is rough and will not be roughly used.
How now, Borcock? How art thou, Chucky? Sir? Why, come with me, Biddy. Why, 'tis not the grabbing to play cherry pick with Satan. Hang him, foul collier!
Get him to say his prayers, good Sir Tony.
Oh.
Get him to pray.
My prayers, mate!
I warrant you he had not
No, hang yourself! You are idle, shallow things, and I am not of your element. You shall know more hereafter.
It's possible! His very nature has taken on the infection of the device.
You pursue him lest his device takes air and taint. We shall make him mad indeed. The house will be the quieter for it.
Come, we'll have him in a dark room and bound. My niece is already in the belief that he is mad. We will carry it thus for our pleasure and his penance, until our pastime, tired out of breath, prompt us to have mercy on him. At which time we will bring the matter to the bar and crown thee as a finder of madmen. But see.
What matter for a May morning?
Here's the challenge. Read it. I warrant there's vinegar and pepper in it.
It's so saucy.
Why is it I warrant him? Do but read.
Give me. Youth, whatever thou art but a scurvy fellow.
Good and valiant.
Wonder not, nor admire not in thy mind why I do call thee so, for I will show thee no reason for it.
A good mouth that keeps you from the blows of the law.
Thou comest to the Lady Olivia, and in my sight she uses thee kindly, but thou liest in thy throat. That is not the matter I challenge thee for.
Very brief and too exceeding good senseless.
I will waylay thee going home, where if it be thy chance to kill me,
Good.
thou killest me like a rogue and a villain.
Still you keep on the good side of the law.
Fare thee well, and God have mercy upon one of our souls. He may have mercy upon mine, but my hope is better, and so look to thyself. Thy friend as thou usest him, and thy sworn enemy, Andrew Ague-cheek. Well, if this letter will not move him, his legs cannot. I'll gift him.
You may have very fit occasion for it. He is now in some commerce with my lady, and will by and by depart.
Go, Sir Andrew. Scout before him at the corner of the orchard like a bum bailey. And when thou seest him, draw. And as thou drawest, swear horrible. For it comes to pass that a terrible oath with swaggering accent sharply twanged off offers man more approbation than ever proof could have offered him. Away!
Oh, nay, let me alone for the swearing.
Now will I not deliver this letter. The behaviour of the young gentleman makes it out to be of good breeding and capacity. His employment between my niece and his lord confirms it thus. But this letter, so excellently ignorant, will strike no terror in the youth at all. He'll think it comes from a quadpole. But I will deliver this challenge by word of mouth. Set upon Ague-cheek a notable report of valour, and drive the youth, as I know his youth will accept it, into a hideous impression of his rage, fury, and impetuosity. This will so frighten the both of them that they will kill each other at a look, like cockatrices.
If he comes with your niece, give them way till he take leave, and presently after it.
I shall meditate for a while upon some horrible message for the challenge.
I have set too much unto a heart of stone, and laid mine honour too unchary on it. There is something in me that reproves this fault, and such a headstrong, potent fault it is, that it but mocks reproof.
With the same behaviour that your passion bears goes my master's griefs.
Here, wear this jewel for me. 'Tis my picture. Refuse it not, it hath no tongue to vex you. And I beseech you, come again tomorrow. What shall you ask of me that I'll deny, that honour save, beg from asking give?
Nothing but this, your true love for my master.
How with mine honour may I give him that which I've given to you?
I will acquit you.
Oh, well, come again tomorrow. Very well. A thing like thee might bear my soul to hell.
Save you, gentleman!
And you, sir?
That defence that thou hast, betake thee to it. Now, whatever ills thou hast done him, I know not. But thy interceptor, full of despites, bloody as the hunter, awaits thee at the orchard end. Dismount thy tuck, be ere in thy preparation, for thy assailant is quick, skillful, and deadly.
You mistake me, sir. I am sure no man hath any quarrel to me. My remembrance is very clear from any image of offence unto any man.
Oh, you'll find it otherwise, I assure you. Therefore, if you hold your life at any price, betake you to your guard, for your opposite hath in him what youth, strength, skill, and wrath can furnish man withal.
Well, I pray you, sir, what is he?
He is a knight, dubbed with unhatched rapier on carpet consideration, but he is a devil in private brawl. Souls and bodies hath he divorced 3, and his incensement at this very moment is such that satisfaction can be none but by pangs of death and sepulchre. Hobnob is his word. Gift or take.
I will return again into the house and desire some conduct of the lady. I am no fighter. I have heard of some kind of men who purposely put quarrels on others in order to taste their valour. Belike this is a man of that quirk.
Sir, no, his incensement is based on a competent injury. Therefore, get you on and give him his desire. Back you shall not to the house, unless you undertake that with me, and that with as much safety as thou answerest him. Therefore, go, or strip thy sword stark naked. For meddle thou must, that's certain, or forswear to wear iron about you.
This is as uncivil as it is strange. I beseech you, sir, deem it a courteous office, as to know of the knight what my offence to him is. I assure you, it is something of my negligence and nothing of my purpose.
I will go, sir. Signor Fabian, stay thou by this gentleman till I return.
I pray you, sir, do you know of this matter?
I know the knight is incensed against you, even to a mortal arbitrament, but nothing of the circumstance more.
I beseech you, what manner of man is he?
Nothing of that wonderful promise to read him by his form, as you are like to find him in the proof of his valour. He is indeed, sir, the most skilful, bloody, and fatal opposite you could possibly have found in any part of Illyria. We will walk towards him. I will make your peace with him if I can.
I would be much bound to you for it, sir, for I one would rather go with Sir Priest than Sir Knight. I care not who knows so much of my metal.
Oh, sir, he is a very devil. I have never seen such a virago. I had a pass with him, rapier, scabbard and all, and he given me the stocking with such mortal motion that it is inevitable. In answer he pays you as surely as your feet hit the ground they step on. They say he hath been fencer to the Sophie.
Oh, a pox on it, I'll not meddle with
No,
him.
no, sir, he cannot now be pacified. Fabian can scarce hold him yonder.
Oh, plague on it! And I thought you'd been so valiant and cunning in fence. I'd have seen him down there, I challenged him. Oh, let the matter slip, and I'll give him my horse, Grey Capulet.
Oh, well, I'll make the motion. Stay down here and make a good stand. This shall end without the perdition of souls. Marry, I'll ride this horse as well as I ride him. Signor Fabian, I have his horse to take up the quarrel. I persuaded him that the youth's a devil.
He is as horribly conceited of him, and pants and looks pale as if a bear were at his heels.
Sir, there is no remedy. He will fight with you for oath's sake, but he had better bethought of his quarrel, and he thinks that not now to be worth talking about. Therefore draw in supportance of his vow. He promises he will not hurt you.
Pray God defend me. A little thing would have me tell them how much I like of a man.
Be ground if you see him furious.
Come. The youth will fight with you for his oath's sake. I have one bout with you. But he has promised, as he is a soldier and a gentleman, that he will not do you any harm. So come, to it.
Pray God he keeps his oath.
Come, sir, to it.
I do assure you, sir, 'tis against my will.
Sir, big hands, come, to it. To it! To it! Put up your sword!
If this young gentleman have caused offence, I take the fault on me. If you offend him, I, for him, defy you.
Why, man? And who are you?
One, sir, that for his love dares yet do more than you have heard him brag to you, he will.
Well, if you're an undertaker, I'm for you!
Mr. Tommy Holt, who can the officers?
Oh, I'll be with you anon.
This is the man. Do thy office.
Antonio, I arrest thee at the suit of Count Orsino.
You do mistake me, sir.
Oh, no, sir, no, Jock. I know your favour well, though now you have no sea cap on your head. Take him away. He knows I know him well.
I must obey. This comes with seeking you, but there's no remedy. I shall answer it. What will you do now my necessity makes me to ask you for my purse? It grieves me much more for what I cannot do for you than what befalls myself. You stand amazed, but be of comfort.
Come, sir, away!
I must entreat of you some of that money.
What money, sir? From the fair kindness you have showed me here, and part being prompted by your present trouble, from my lean and low ability, I'll lend you something. My having is not much, but I'll make division with you. Hold, there's half my copper.
Will you deny me now? Is it possible that my deserts to you can lack persuasion? Do not tempt my misery, lest it makes me so unsound a man as to upbraid you with those kindnesses that I have done for you.
I know of none. Nor do I you by voice or any feature. I hate ingratitude more in a man than lying, vainness, babbling drunkenness, or any other vice whose strong taint of corruption inhabits our frail blood.
Oh, heavens themselves!
Come, sir, I pray you go!
Let me speak a little. This youth that you see here, I snatched one half out of the jaws of death, relieved him with such sanctity of love, and to his image, which methought did promise most venerable worth, did I devotion.
What's that to us? The time goes by, away!
But oh, how vile denial proves this God! Now hath Sebastian done good, feature, shame. In nature there's no blemish but the mind. None shall be called deformed but the unkind. Virtue is beauty, but the beauteous evil are empty trunks that are flourished by the devil.
The man grows mad. Away with him. Come, come, sir.
Lead me on.
Methinks his words do from such passion fly, as he believes himself, so do not I. O prove true imagination, O prove true, that I, dear brother, be now taken for you.
Come, lad. Come, Phoebe.
He named Sebastian, yet I, my brother, don't yet live in my class. Even such and so, my brother was in favour, for he went in this fashion, colour, ornament, for him I imitate. Oh, prove true tempests are kind and salt waves fresh in love.
Dishonest and paltry boy, and more a coward than a hare. His dishonesty appears in him leading his friend here to necessity and denying him. As for his cowardship, ask Fabian.
A coward. A most devout coward. Religious in it.
Sid! I left him again, and I will beat him!
Aye, cuff him well. Ah, but never draw thy sword.
And I do not!
Come, let's see the event.
Oh, I'll lay him on it. 'Twill come to nothing yet.
Go to. Thou art a foolish fellow.
Oh, well held out, faith. No, I do not know thee, sir. Nor am I sent to thee by my lady to bid thee come speak to her. Nor is thy name Master Cesario. Nor is this not my nose neither. Nothing that is so is so.
Cesario?
Ah, well, sir, have we met again? Well, there's for you!
Oh,
Why? There's for you! Oh, people mad!
hold, sir, hold! I'll throw the other house.
No, let him alone! I'll go another way with him! I'll have an extra battery against him if there be any more in Illyria! Although I struck him first. Don't never mind for that!
Let go my
Hold! Hold, my young soldier, thou art well fleshed. Come, hold!
I'll be clear of thee. What wouldst thou now, if thou darest tempt me further?
Oh, well, I'll have a little bit of this malapert blood from thee.
Hold to me! On thy life I charge thee, hold! Let me ever thus, ungracious wretch, pick for the mountains of the barbarous I pray thee, gentle friend, let thy fair wisdom, not thy passion, sway in this uncivil and unjust extent against thy peace. Go with me to my house, and learn thou there how many fruitless pranks this ruffian hath botched up, that thou perchance may smile at this. Thou shalt not choose but go, do not deny. Be shrewd so for me. He started one poor heart of mine in thee.
What relish is in this? How runs the stream? Or else I am mad, or this is a dream. Let fancy still my sense and let this sleep. If it be thus to dream, still let me sleep.
Nay, come, I pray thee. Would thou wouldst be ruled by me?
Madam, I will.
Oh! Say so, and so be.
This is the air. That is the glorious sun. And this pearl she gave me, I do feel it and see it. Yet 'tis wonder that enwraps me thus. 'Tis not madness. Where's Antonio then? His counsel now might have done me golden service. For though my soul disputes well with my sense that this may be some error, but no madness, yet doth this accident and flood of fortune so far exceed all instance, all discourse, that I am ready to distrust mine eyes and wrangle with my reason that leads me to no other trust but that I am mad. Or else the lady's mad. But if 'twas so, she would not be able to sway her house, command her followers, take and give back affairs on their dispatch with such a smooth, discreet and stable bearing like I perceive she does. There's something here that's deceivable.
This way, good father.
But here the lady comes.
Blame not this haste of mine. If thou means well, now go with me and with this holy man into the chantry by. There before him and under that consecrated roof, plight thee the full assurance of thy faith that my most jealous and too doubtful soul may be at peace. He shall conceal it while you are willing it shall come to light. What time we will our celebration prove according to my birth? What you say?
Well, I'll go with this good man and go with you, and having sworn truth, ever will be true.
Then lead the way, good father, and the heavens so shine that they may fairly note this act of mine.
Myself in it. And would I were the first to have dissembled himself in such a gown? I'm not tall enough to become the function well, nor am I thought lean enough to be a good student. But to be said a careful man and a good housekeeper is as much to say an honest man. Got ready to send him.
Joe bless thee, Master Parson.
Boros dears to me, for as the old hermit of Prague once said, who never saw ink or paper, to an old niece of Gingobrak. That is. For as I am Master Parson,
Oh my, Master Parson! What is that but that? And is but it?
To him, Sir Topaz.
what ho, peace in this prison, I say.
The name counterfeits well. A good name.
Who calls there?
Sir Topas, the curate, to call on Malvolio the lunatic.
Sir Topaz? Good Sir Topaz, go down to my lady.
Without thou hyperbolic fiend, how vexest thou this man? Speakest thou of nothing but of ladies?
Oh, well said, Master Clausen.
Sir Topaz, never was a man thus wronged. Good Sir Topaz, do not think that I am mad. They have laid me here in hideous darkness.
You fie, thou dishonest Satan! I speak in such modest terms, for I am one of those gentle souls who would use the devil himself with courtesy. Sayest thou the house is dark as hell?
Sir Topaz.
Why, it hath bay windows as transparent as barricadoes, and the clerestories to the north and south are as lustrous as ebony. Complainest thou of obstruction?
I am not mad, Sir Topaz, and I say to you, this house is dark.
Madman, thou errest. I see there is no darkness, but ignorance. And in that you are as befuddled as the Egyptians in their fog.
And I say this house is as dark as ignorance, if ignorance be as dark as hell. And I say that never was a man thus wronged. I'm no more mad than you are. Make trial of it with any constant question.
What is the opinion of Pythagoras concerning wildfowl?
that the soul of our grandam might happily inhabit a bird.
And what thinkest thou of his opinion?
I think nobly of the soul, and in no way approve the opinion.
Well, fairly well, thou shalt remain in darkness, and thou shalt hold the opinion of Pythagoras, ere I will allow of thy wits. And fear to kill a woodcock, lest thou dispossess the soul of thy grandam. Fairly well.
Sir Topaz! Sir Topaz!
My most excellent Sir Topaz.
Yea, I am for all waters.
No, I said dog without the gown and beard, he sees thee not.
To him in thine own voice, and bring me news as how thou findest him. I would that we were well rid of this knavery. If he could be conveniently delivered, I would that he were. For I am now in such a mess with my sister that I cannot now see this matter to the upshot. Come by and by to my chamber.
Jolly Robin, tell me how thy lady does. How many hazel and kind birdies?
Fool!
Alas, why is she so? She loves another.
Fool, I say!
Who calls her?
Oh, good fool! As ever thou wilt deserve well at my hand, help me to a candle, paper, pen, and ink. As I am a gentleman, I will live to be thankful to thee for it.
Master Malvo.
Good fool!
Alas, sir, how came you fell beside your fine wits?
Good fool! Never was a man so notoriously abused. I am as well in my wits, fool, as thou art.
But as well, sir, then thou art mad indeed, if thou be no better in thy wits than a fool.
They have kept me here in darkness, sent ministers to me, asses, and done all in their power to drive me out of my wits.
Tell what you say. The minister returns.
Malvolio! The wits thy heavens restore! Endeavour thyself to sleep, and cease thy vain bill battles.
Sir Topaz!
Maintain no words with him, good fellow.
Who? I, sir. Not I, sir. Go by, good Sir Topaz.
Marry our men!
I will, sir. I will.
Fool! Fool! Fool, I say!
Stop, soft, sir. I'm sent for speaking to you.
Good fool, light and paper, and I'm as well in my wits as any man in Illyria.
Oh, well a day that you were, sir.
By my hand I am. Oh, help me me to a candle and pen and ink and convey what I set down to my lady, it will advantage you more than bearing letter ever did.
Very well, I'll help you to it. But tell me true, sir. Do you look counterfeit? Or are you really mad?
Believe me, I am not. I tell thee true.
Nay, I'll never believe a madman till I see his brains. But I'll help thee to light ink and paper.
And I requite thee to it in the highest degree. Good fool, get thee gone, I prithee.
I am gone, sir. I am on, sir. I will be with you farewell. We try flight to the old vice. With dagger and laugh and his rage and his wrath cries out hard to the devil. Like a mad lad, pare thy nails, dad. Adieu. Do not desire to see this letter.
Oh, this is to give a dog any recompense. It's out of my dog again.
Well, belonging to the Lady Ellen here, friend.
Aye, sir, we are some of her trappings.
I know thee. How dost thou, my good fellow?
Why, sir, all the better for my foes and the worse for my friends.
Just the contrary, the better for thy friend.
No, sir, the worse.
Well, how can this be?
Why, sir, my friends, they praise me and they make an ass of me, whereas my foes, sir, tell me plainly I'm an ass. So by my foes I'm profiting, Lord, myself, whereas by my friends I'm abused. So if conclusions lead to kisses and your four negatives lead to two affirmatives, why, sir, the better for my foes and the worse for my friends.
Why, this is excellent.
Why, my troth, no, sir, unless it please you to be one of my friends.
Well, there shall be no worse for me. There's gold.
Would that it were double dealing, sir. I would you could make it another.
You can be no counsel.
Oh, put your grace in your pocket this one time, sir, and let your flesh and blood obey.
Oh, I will be so much a sinner to be a double dealer. There's another.
Primo secundo tertio is a good play, sir. Or as the saying goes, third time pays for all. The triplet, sir, is a good tripping measure. All the bells of St. Bennet, sir, may put you in mind of 1, 2, 3.
You can fool no more money out of me at this throw. But if you will let your lady know that I am here to speak with her, and bring her along with you, it may awake my bounty further.
Well, marry, sir. Lullaby to your bounty till I return. I go, sir. But I wouldn't have you think that the wanting is a sin of covetousness. As you say, sir, let your bounty take a nap. I shall awaken it anon.
Here comes the man, sir, that did rescue me.
That basin is I do remember well. Yet when I saw it last, it was besmeared as black as molten with the smoke of war.
Orsino, this is that Antonio that took the phoenix and her throat from Candy. This is he that did the tiger board when your nephew Titus lost his leg. Here in the streets, desperate of shame and state, in private brabble did we apprehend him.
Well, he did me kindness, sir. He drew on my side. Yet in conclusion, but strange speech upon me. I know not what it was, but distraction.
Notable pirate, thou salt-water thief, what foolish boldness has brought you to their mercies, who now, in terms so horrid and so dear, hast made thine enemies?
Orsino, noble sir, be pleased that I shake off these names that you give me. Antonio never yet was thief or pirate, though I confess on base and ground enough Orsino's enemy. A witchcraft drew me hither. That most ingrateful boy there by your side, from the rude seas enraged and foamy mouth did I redeem. A wreck past hope he was. His life I gave him, and did thereto add my love without retention or restraint, all his in dedication. For his sake did I expose myself, pure for his love, into the danger of this adverse town. Drew to defend him when he was beset, where being apprehended, his false cunning, not meaning to partake with me in danger, taught him to face me out of his acquaintance, and grew a 20 years removed thing while one would wink. Denied me mine own purse, which I had recommended to his use not half an hour before.
How can this be?
When came he to this town?
Today, my lord, and for 3 days before, no interim, not a minute's vacancy, both day and night did we keep company.
Here comes the Countess. Now heaven walks on earth. But for thee, fellow, thy words are madness. For 3 days this youth hath tended upon me. But more of that anon. Take him aside.
What would my lord, but that he may not have wherein Olivia may seem serviceable? Cesario, you do not keep promise with me.
Madam?
Gracious Olivia?
What do you say, Cesario? Good my lord.
My lord, but speaks my duty hushes me.
If it be aught of the old tune, it is as fat and fulsome to mine ear as howling after music.
Still so cruel.
Still so constant, lord.
What? To perverseness? You uncivil lady, to whose ingrate and unauspicious altars my soul the faithfulest offerings have breathed out, that air devotion tended. What shall I do?
Even what it please my lord that shall become him.
Why should I not? Had I the heart to do it, like to the Egyptian thief at point of death, kill what I love. A savage jealousy that sometimes savours nobly? Hear me this. Since you, to non-regardant, do cast my faith, and that I do partly know the instrument that screws me from my true place in your favour, live you the marble-breasted tyrant still. That this, your minion, whom I know you love, and whom by heaven I swear I tend dearly, him will I tear out of that cruel eye where he sits crowded, in his master's spite. Come, boy, with me. My thoughts are ripe with mischief. I'll sacrifice the lamb that I do love to spite a raven's heart within a dove.
And I was jocund at willingly to do you rest when 1,000 deaths died.
What, it goes Cesario?
After whom I love. More than I love my eyes, more than I love my life, more than all moors ere I shall love wife. And if I do feign you witnesses above, punish my life for the tainting of my love.
I detest it. How am I beguiled?
Who does beguile you? Who does you wrong?
Hast thou forgot thyself? Is it so long? Fetch the Holy Father.
Come, away!
Whither, my lord? Cesario, husband, stay!
Husband?
Aye, my lord, husband. Can
husband, sirrah?
No, my lord, not I.
Alas, it is the baseness of thy fears that makes thee strangle thy propriety. Fear not, Cesario, hold thy fortunes up. Be that thou knowest thou art, and then thou art as great as that thou fearest. Oh, welcome, Father. Oh, Father, I charge you by your reverence here to unfold, though lately we intended to keep in darkness, what occasion now reveals before 'tis right. What thou dost know has newly passed between this youth and me.
A contract to the eternal bond of love, strengthened by interchangement of your rings, attested by the holy close of lips, confirmed by mutual joinder of your hands, and all the ceremony of this compact sealed in my function by my testimony. Since when, my watchdog tell me, towards my grave I have travelled but 2 hours.
Oh, thou disassembling cub! What wilt thou be when time is sown a grizzle on thy case? Or will not else thy crop so quickly grow, that thine own trip shall be thine overthrow? Farewell! And take her! But direct thy feet, where thou and I henceforth shall never meet.
My lord, I do protest!
Oh, do not swear. Oh, that you think about too much fear.
For the love of God! A surgeon! Send one presently to Sir Toby!
What's the matter?
He's broke my head across! And he's given Sir Toby a bloody coxcomb too! Oh, for the love of God, your help! I had rather than £40 I were at home.
Who's done this, Sir Andrew?
The Count, gentlemen! Cesario! We took him for a coward, but he's the very devil incarnate!
My gentleman Cesario!
You broke my head for nothing, and that I did. I was set on to do it by Sir Toby.
Why do you speak to me? I haven't hurt you! You drew your sword upon me without cause, but I mistake you fair and hurt you not!
If a bloody coxcomb be hurt, then you have hurt me. I think you said nothing by a bloody coxcomb. Here comes Sir Toby haunting. You shall hear more. If he had not been in drinking, he would have tickled you other gates than he did.
How now, gentlemen? How is it with you?
Oh, that's all one. He's hurt me, but that's an end to it. Sot! Did see Dick Surgeon, Sot?
Oh, he's drunk, Sir Toby, an hour ago. His eyes were set at 8 in the morning.
And he's a rogue and a passive measures paving. How I hate a drunken rogue!
Away with him. Who would make this havoc with them?
I'll help you, Sir Toby, because we'll be dressed together.
You'll help! An asshead!
What's it?
A coxcomb! A knave! A thick-faced gull!
Get him to bed and let his hurt be looked to.
I am sorry, madam. I have hurt your kinsman. Had he been the brother of my blood, I must have done no less with wit or with safety. You throw strange regard upon me. By that I do perceive I have offended you. Pardon me, sweet one, even for the vows we made each other but so late ago. Antonio! My dear Antonio! How the hours have racked and tortured me since I have lost thee.
Sebastian, are you?
Fearest thou that, Antonio?
How have you made division of yourself? An apple cleft in two is not more twin than these two creatures. Which is Sebastian?
One face, one voice, one habit, and 2 persons. A natural perspective, that is not.
Most wonderful.
Do I stand there? I never had a brother. How can never that day to my nature appear and everywhere? I had a sister, whom the blind words and surges have devoured. Of charity. What kin you to me? What countryman? What name? What parentage?
Oh, Messalene. Sebastian was my father, such as Sebastian was my brother too. So went he suited to his watery too. If spirits can assume both form and suit, you come to fright us.
Spirit I am indeed. But I'm in that dimension grossly clad, which from the womb I did participate. Were you a woman, as the rest goes even, I would let tears fall upon your cheek and say, thrice welcome, Count Viola.
My father had a mole upon his brow.
And so had mine.
And on that day when from her birth by over number 13
The
years.
record is lively in my soul. He finished indeed his motto like that day that made my sister 13 years.
I am Viola! And to confirm, I will bring you a captain in this town where lies my maid's weeds, and whose gentle help did preserve me to serve this noble count. All the fortune of my occurrence since hath been between this lady and this lord.
So comes it, lady. You've been mistook, but nature to abides through in that. You were contracted to a maid, nor are you therein by my life deceived. You are betrothed both to a maid and man.
Be not amazed. Right noble is his blood. If this be so, and yet the glass seems true, I shall have share in this most happy rack. Boy, thou hast said to me 1,000 times, thou never shouldst love woman like to me.
And all those sayings shall they overswear, and all those swearing shall be kept as true in soul as doth that all red continent the fire that severs day from night.
Give me thy hands, and let me see thee in thy woman's weeds.
The captain that did first bring me on shore has my maid's garments. He upon some action is in durance at Malvolio's suit, a follower and gentleman of my lady's.
He shall enlarge him. Fetch Malvolio hither. Although now I do remember me, they say, poor gentleman, he's much distract. A most extracting frenzy of mine own, and from my remembrance clearly banished his. How does he, sirrah?
Truly, madam, he holds Beelzebub at the end of a stave as well as any he's care may do. He's here with me this letter, which I should have delivered this morning. But as a man's epistles and old gospels, it skills not much when they're delivered.
Open it and read it.
Look ye to be well edified with the fool delivers a madman.
Oh no, that?
Dear madam, I didn't read about this. And your ladyship would have it as it ought. You must not lie vox.
Really, read it in thy right wit.
So I do, Madonna, but to read it in his right wit is to read it thus. Therefore, perpend, my princess, and give it here.
Read it you, sirrah.
By the Lord, madam, you wrong me, and the world shall know it. Though you have put me into darkness and given your drunken cousin rule over me, yet have I the benefit of my senses as well as your ladyship. I have your own letter that induced me to the semblance I put on, with the which I doubt not but to do myself much right or you much shame. Think of me as you please. I leave my duty a little unthought of and speak out of my injury. The madly used Malvolio.
Did he write this?
Aye, madam.
This savours not much of distraction.
See him delivered, Fabian. Bring him hither. My lord, these things further thought on, so please you. One day to think me as well a sister as a wife shall one day crown me alliance. So please you, here at my house and at my capital cost.
Madam, I am most apt to embrace your offer. You must acquit you, and for your service done him so much against the metal of your sex, so far beneath your soft and tender breeding, and since you called me master for so long, here is my hand. You shall from this time be your master's mistress.
A sister? You are she.
Is this the madman?
Aye, my lord, the same. How now, Malvolio?
Madam, you have done me wrong. Notorious wrong.
Have I, Malvolio? No.
Lady, you have. Pray you peruse that letter. You must not now say it is not your hand. Write from it if you can, by hand or phrase, or say it is not your seal, not your intention. You can say none of this. Well, grant it then. And tell me, in the modesty of honour, why I have had such clear lights of favour from you. Why you have bade me come to you smiling and cross-gartered, to put on yellow stockings and frown to Toby and the lighter people. And acting this in obedient faith, why hast thou had me imprisoned, kept in a dark house, visited by a priest, and made the most notorious geck and gull that e'er indention played on. Tell me why.
Alas, Malvolio, this is not my writing, though I confess much like the character. Without a question, 'tis Maria's hand. And now I do bethink me, 'twas she first told me thou wast mad. Then camest thou smiling, and in such forms as were presupposed upon thee in the letter. Prithee, be content. This practice hath most shrewdly passed upon thee. But when we know the grounds and authors of it, thou shalt be both the plaintiff and the judge in thine own cause.
Good madam, hear me speak, and let no quarrel nor no brawl to come take the condition of this present hour, which I have wondered at. In hope it shall not. Most freely I confess, myself and Toby set this device against Malvolio here. Upon some stubborn and uncourteous parts we conceived against him. Maria writ the letter at Sir Toby's great importance, in recompense whereof he hath married her. How the spiteful malice it was followed may rather pluck on laughter than revenge, if that the injuries be justly weighed that on both sides are past.
Alas, poor fool, how have they baffled thee?
Why, some are born great, some achieve greatness, some have greatness thrust upon them. I was one in this interlude, sir, one such a pass, but that's all one. Am I the Lord fool? I am not mad. But do you remember, Madam, why smile you such a barren rascal, and you laugh not? Is gad. And thus, the whirligig of time brings in its revenges.
I shall have my revenge. On the whole pack of you!
He hath been most notoriously abused.
Oh, pursue him, and then treat him to a peace. He hath not told us of the captain yet. When that is known, and golden time commence, a solemn combination shall be made of our dear souls. Meantime, sweet sister, we shall not part from hence. Cesario, come, for so you shall be while you are a man, but when in other habits you are seen, Orsino's mistress and his fancy's queen.
Every day when I came